Good afternoon and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. It's April 20th and happy Easter. It's time to sow our okra. And we're going to be using this jug for the winter sowing method. These are my own saved seeds. I've been saving my own okra seeds for more than a decade. It's a mixture of Clemson spineless, a green okra, and red burgundy, a red okra. And they've mixed through the years. Some of them grow red, some grow green, and some are a mixture of both colors. Okra does best directly sown. It doesn't like its roots disturbed. But here in north central Maryland, it's just not warm enough to direct sow and get full-sized okra. I always started in the warm furnace basement room on heat mats. But this year I wanted to do an easy method because my husband is having a liver transplant soon. And I don't want to be taking care of seedlings in the house. I've been busy with other projects, so I decided to winter sow my veggies and flowers outside, and when they're warm enough, they germinate. But we'll see if okra will have enough time. Okra prefers to germinate at 85 to 95 degrees. It likes it hot. Okra packets will tell you they germinate in 7 to 12 days, but last year on the heat mats in the warm furnace room, mine germinated in just 3 days. But they were very fresh seeds from my own garden. Okra doesn't like nighttime temperatures below 65. Now it gets hot here in the summer, but a lot of our nights are in the 60s. And for that reason, I like to start my okra early, mid-February, and I like it to be really big before I transplant it out. Last year, it was 3 feet tall when I planted it into the garden in mid-May, and it was really successful last year. This year, I expect them to be small. Okra needs lots of space, 2 feet across, and they'll grow 4 to 5 feet tall. But last year, I think mine got over 12 feet. I couldn't even reach the tops to harvest. I had to bend them over to get to the pods. I love my okra. You want to plant your okra out 3 to 4 weeks after your last frost. Here in central Maryland, not before Mother's Day, but the last week of May is better. It likes hot weather, and it's a challenge to grow here. I'm planting 3 little seeds together to give them a chance at germinating. I doubt they all germinate. I can always thin them later. I normally start my okra in 4-inch pots and then pot them up to bigger containers before I put them out in the garden, because their roots, again, do not like to get disturbed. If they're in too small a pots, they'll just go around and around and around. They like to send a taproot down deep, and they don't like to be moved. So we'll see how many of these germinate. Like I said, I do expect my seedlings to be small. Now I'm going to poke them all down about a 1/2 inch deep and cover them well with soil and pat it down. I don't plan to water it in because the soil is already wet, but I do need to tape it closed to make a little mini greenhouse to hold the warmth and help it to germinate. Daytime temperatures inside the jug tend to be about 20 degrees warmer than outside. I'm using this sticky duct tape, not this painter's tape, because the tape's going to have to stay on there probably for about 1.5 months. And make sure you write the name on your jug and use a garden marker, which won't fade in the sun. It's better than a Sharpie. Sharpie's going to fade. That's the garden marker, but don't use the Sharpie. Make sure you take the lid off. Rain needs to get in there, and if it gets too hot, it needs to escape, and you need drainage holes. And check it once in a while to make sure it hasn't dried out. So it's a cool day today. Yesterday was hot. Springtime temperatures here are up and down. So if you pick your jug up and it feels light, it means it needs water. Be careful how you water it. Otherwise, you make like a big crater in the middle. I'm just going to leave it there to germinate. Leave it with our other warm veggies. But our spring vegetables and flowers, they've all germinated. And they're hardening off now. Soon we're going to plant more of these. And I'm experimenting winter sowing sunflowers. We have kale and onions that are already planted, and they were also winter sown. Now it's the iris's turn to bloom, my favorite flower. Come back and see if our okra germinates. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.